which would be our Public Information Officer, Sergeant Libbins, for further comment and to answer questions. On behalf of the Chagrin Falls Police Department, I'm extending my condolences to the families, friends, and associates of the victims identified in the tragedy that occurred Thursday morning, March 24th at Hamlet Village. Additionally, the entire Hamlet community has been affected by this tragedy. Because of the interruption of the peace, security, and tranquility of the quiet and calm atmosphere that Hamlet provides, I am confident that in time, things will return to normalcy for those people who reside there. On behalf of the Village of Chagrin Falls and the Chagrin Falls Police Department, I wish to extend my appreciation to those agencies that responded to our urgent call for assistance on March 24th. The Valley Enforcement Group and all agencies and assisting local police agencies, the Bureau of Criminal Investigation Identification, and specifically the crime scene unit that was supervised by Special Agent Dan Winrich. The ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, Supervisor Bill Hall and Supervisor Eric Fry. The FBI with Jennifer Kiesel, and the Medical Examiner's Office, Joe Stepik. And I would also like to extend my sincere appreciation to the support we got from the Hamlet staff where we were up there working. Without all this assistance, it would have been very difficult for us to have gotten through this. I'm extremely proud of the way it came through and came to fruition. Hopefully that we'll be able to give you more information as we get through the details of this investigation. But right now, I will turn this over now to Sergeant Libbins.
I'd like to remind everybody that this is an ongoing investigation. In order for us to get all of the information and get it right, we are going to be examining every aspect of this incident, and it will take some time to get through all of the information and gather everything, all of the evidence. The suspect is currently under guard at the hospital. It is in critical but stable condition. He is Frank Staten, 56 years old, from Chardon. He was employed at Hamlet as a chef, and he currently remains at the hospital. Additionally, I would like to remind everybody that Hamlet Village Complex is private property, and please respect the needs of the residents and staffs to grieve privately by staying off of their property. And that's all the information that we have to update you on this incident.
What can you tell us about the relationship between the suspect and the victims?
The only thing that we know so far, in addition to what we released yesterday, is that we do understand that the suspect does reside with one of the victims, or had resided with one of the victims.
Terry Treadway?
That's what our understanding is.
Were they in a relationship together?
All we know is that they did reside together.
And is there any idea of a motive here at this point?
We have no idea as to why somebody would carry out a terrible act like this. Again, we're examining everything as we get it. We couldn't speculate as to why he would do something like this.
Has the family said anything about there being a dispute between them?
Like I said, we're investigating all aspects. We're trying to talk to everybody involved, anybody that's been around, and get all of the information before we give anything out.
Is Frank facing any charges right now? Any charges at all in this case?
There's currently been a complaint, and that's why we're releasing his identification at this time. Again, he remains in the hospital, so.
What are the charges?
What hospital?
We're just going to say that he's at the hospital.
How many shots fired?
I don't have that information.
And where were the wounds on the victims?
Again, I don't have that information specifically.
What charges? What is he being charged with?
I don't have that specific information in front of me. They're still working on serving all of the paperwork, so when that's available, we will make it public.
So he has not yet been charged?
Not physically.
Does he have a record?
I don't believe he has some sort of criminal history, but I don't know what it is.
Is it in Chagrin Falls?
No.
He had this supposed relationship with Terry. How does the third woman come in?
Again, we're examining all of the relationships and all of the information in this case. As we have anything available that pertains, we will put it out. We've been trying to do that on a regular basis for you.
Can you spell Frank's name for me?
It's Frank Staten, S-T-A-T-O-N.
So does this seem like a domestic incident that spilled over into the workplace?
Again, I wouldn't want to speculate on any motives.
Do you have the trail of events as to who was shot where and when?
That's something that's being investigated, and again, we want to put it all together by examining all of the evidence as it becomes available to us.
Can you at least tell us where each of the people were found in the building?
I do not know that.
Do you know if there's ever been any previous incidents involving Frank and Miss Treadway, or?
We don't have any reported incidents in our history at Hamlet. Again, that's all the information that I have. As we do have any further information, we will release it to you. If anybody needs a copy of the press release, I do have some additional copies.
Was
That's-
the village aware of their relationship? They seem to not know the connection between the three people yesterday.
I don't know. Again, we're still in the process of interviewing. It is ongoing, and our detectives are working very hard to gather all of the evidence and statements in this case.
Does anyone allow guns in their facilities?
I don't know what their policy is.
Have they said if they're going to be changing their security policies?
They have been working with our department. Yesterday, you did see the interim director, and he has been working with our department to implement security policies.
Do you know how long they've been working there, the victims? And this is-
I do not have their employment history.
Sergeant, where does the investigation go from here? What are you guys doing at this point, and what will you be doing in the coming days?
Again, we'll be examining all of the evidence, testing whatever needs to be tested, examining statements, and going through any documentation that we have to try and put the pieces together.
Any particulars on Frank? What's his age? Is he,
56-year-old male from Chagrin. Thank
Can
you.
give us a gun type?
I don't have that.
Do you know what injuries Frank suffered?
I do not have that. I just know he's in critical but stable condition is how he's been described.
The 911 caller said there were shotgun shells found there, so do you know if there was a shotgun involved?
I don't believe that that's the case. I don't have that, though.
Who called in the first call?
It was called in 911 by a witness. Again, that's all that I have for you today. Thank you.